Thank you for saying yes and taking time to be part of the Global Virtual Coaching Summit Part 2, brought to you by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs that is based in Dallas, Texas, USA. This talk is a follow through to my original material, COVID 19 ROI or Return of Insight. You may want to catch the replay of the said Kapihan Night episode from my YouTube channel, Coach A. For today, I'd like to welcome you to the curtain call, return to the front stage. If this is the first time you're meeting me, if this is your first learning experience with me, I am Master Coach A. I am a professional certified life coach and I help individuals make a difference, monetize their talents, and live their desired lifestyle through the platform of life coaching. Under my personal brand, Coach A Professional Services, I offer one on one coaching, group coaching, workshops, training, and a lot more. I am the global partner for international expansion and the program facilitator for offshore certification classes of the Life Coach Training Institute and now doing business as Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur. We offer intensive face-to-face life coach certification program here in the Philippines with international certificate and global accreditation. I am the founder of P165 Worldwide Food and Beverage Unlimited Corporation and also the presently the chairman of the board and CEO of Pickup Coffee Republic, the 24 by 7 coaching hub that offers coaching services on demand. You may visit our place at Pioneer Center compound along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio from the city of Pasig. A lot of people knows me as the master coach. My tribe knows me as a trainer. My tribe looks up to me as their teacher, as their coach as well. And a lot of people knows me way back as business consultant, a marketing guru, a trainer as well, and a lot more. But not a lot of people knows me as into art. Not a lot of people knows that I am very artistic. Yes, I am. Um, I'm into creative writing. I do poetry, I do essay writing, short stories, novel, and way back over 30 years, I got the award from Palanca as the youngest Palanca Award winner for writing an essay as a response to Kapit sa Patalim. I'm not sure if you remember that, if we came from the same um, genre and at the same age and at the same um, generation. You would remember that movie by Philip Salvador. So I'm one of those people who responded. That was a nationwide writing competition, and I got my first Palanca Award. I also do oratorical debate and a lot of speaking engagements way back in my high school and younger days. I participate in competitions, interscholastic, and I had my fair share of winning a lot of championship representing my school. And I am a theater actor. Okay, so this is actually my first love. I had my fair share of being an actor. I had my fair share of directing. I have my fair share of taking this stage. I had my share and training from PETA Philippines, and I've done a couple of shows. I've directed a couple of shows way back, and in my heart, I've always wanted to be in theater. So, am I there? Obviously not, because you know me as your master coach A. I am now a professional certified life coach and far from my first love. Why do I share this with you? Is because, like you, as a young girl, as a young child, as a young woman, I got a lot of dreams. I dream of following someone's footsteps. I dream of learning how to ride a bike, okay? Learning a lot of things, a lot of hobbies, a lot of stuff. I wanted to graduate from college have my master's degree, have my doctorate degree, and do a lot of things. Obviously, have my own car, travel abroad, and get married. I have a lot of those things and more. Sigmund Freud said, what is common in all of these dreams is obvious. They completely satisfy wishes excited during the day which remain unrealized. They are simply an undisguisedly realizations of wishes. So from this, I kind of think what make dreams just wishes and what make wishes come true. Have I come far in life? Well, I think so. I am not a theater actor right now. I don't have my own shows. I don't have my own directorial stint. I don't write scripts right now. I miss writing. But I believe I show up every day to a stage of life. I show up every day to perform different roles. I'm a child, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a boss, I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, and a lot more of things I perform, except that my stage now is real life. Well, like in my stage where I used to perform, there's no repeat. Every day is a brand new day. Every day is take one. When they said roll, action, that's it. The only difference is right now we've got fatal results if we don't do our share. In theater, you get to be scolded by your director. You don't get your next performance in, and a lot of things, but no, it's not really not really a big deal. You shrug it off and you continue with your life. But like in theater, where we got our rehearsals, I believe every day we also have our own rehearsals. As we show up on stage every day, I still have my own rehearsals for something bigger, for something that I know would come, something that is so grand, which I don't know. I don't really know what is it until the coronavirus came in and hit us globally. I would always say that my generation, this generation, have never faced a global war, a species wide fight for survival. This is my stage right now. This is the team. This is what it calls. Every day, I would rely on insights. Before coronavirus hit, every day of my life, I am one person who would always look for insights. I would always go and get for relevant insights in everything that I do. When anything happens, whether bad or good, exciting, not so exciting, I would always go for getting that insights. Why? Because that would make me take the lead and make things happen. And so COVID-19 is no different. When it hit the mainstream, when announcements of the quarantine was given, when I got a notice of it, I heard about it, I've known about it from my husband, my first response is obviously what would be the insight? What would be my ROI? What would be my return of insight for this global thing? I'm not into news. Um, I'm an advocate of mental health. And for the longest time, I'm not into news. I'm not also into news feed. So I barely get to see the whole spectrum of COVID 19. However, I got a spouse who up to date, and I've got a lot of people who talk to me about COVID 19. And I know that is a global thing. I know that it's hitting one country after another country. Of course, I know what happened to China, and a lot of people are bashing the Chinese people coming into the Philippines. So at that onset, kind of look at the situation even before the quarantine hits and say, what would I get from this? Because that's the only thing that would allow me to take the lead when this thing is hitting the global scenario and the global scene. And so I did the talk in one of my Kapihan episodes, and that's a special episode that you can watch from my YouTube channel, Coach A. In that talk, I gave insight that I'm getting at that moment in time from COVID 19. And also, I use the acronym COVID 19 to share with my viewers, to share with my audience my insight. And I started with, by the time there was so much concern from everyone, and I kind of pull off and really look at the scenario and say, where is the concern coming from? There's a lot of ranting at the moment in that those time. By then, there's a lot of people rejecting the government strategy and all. But when I pull off and realize and say, well, what's really the cause of the concern? I kind of come into realization that the concern is valid if you're coming from the space of gratitude. Your concern is valid, I said, if you're grateful. Your concern for things is valid, productive, constructive, nurturing if your concern is coming from a space of gratitude. You're thankful for the government and so for your concern if they can take care of you, if they can take care of the people you love, if they can really respond to all of these things. You're concerned about your role and therefore you ask a lot of couple of things and does a lot of things. Okay. He spoke about optimize and he said whatever it is that you have right now, you need to optimize it. And I share that I believe at this moment in time, we are given a very unique opportunity to alchemize the fears, the stress, all our all the thing that bothers us. I believe we can optimize it and change the trajectory of our challenges towards the results that we want to achieve during this lesson. I spoke of the power of visualization. Can you visualize the result that you want? We're teaching in life coach during life coaching certification that vision is very powerful. And I kind of think that it's going to be very, very, very important for us to be able to visualize how do we want to see the end of all of these things. And in part, we are hopeful that everyone will survive. Everyone in planet Earth will make it. But, well, but what if tomorrow never comes? What if this is our last chance? And so my realizations and my insight during this time is what can I impart? What can we impart to people? Not only the people we love, but to the generations who will be left behind, to the generations who will be a beneficiary of everything that we will be doing in this moment in time. And finally, I said we need to delegate. We need to delegate to duplicate ourselves. We need to delegate to achieve more. We need to delegate because we have to accept for once in our lives we can do more if we are a tribe, or we are a team. And so I encapsulate all of those things into one output with 9 action steps related to core values, mindsets, and actionable items that you would do. I always say I preach what I do. Well, this is taken from Maxwell. Okay, this is shared by my friend, my good friend RD Abelio. He said that meeting John Maxwell said, I don't do what I preach, but I preach what I do. And it kind of struck me. And so in this case, I preach this without doing it. And so in my mind, what would be my response now? I preach it, but I haven't done it. Fall back again, and here's the result. Today is our 23rd day of being in ECQ or Enhanced Community Quarantine. My response, my team's response is to connect. We are a tribe of 268 change agents. We've done 39 certification classes, give birth to 268 change agents. And my first response is connect with them. These are the people who trusted me, who trusted the institute, who trusted the organization that I represent. And they are, apart from my family, my first concern. We connected with them, get their stories, heard from them, check out what happened with them under the who of the hour. Who of the hour, who stands for what is their present situation, how are they responding, and what is the outcome they are getting at the present moment. We've touched base with 109 change agents as of the moment, as of speaking, and we have not stopped. We are continuously reaching out, we are continuously getting in touch. And so, if you are one of those change agents, we are connecting with you, we are reaching out to you, not for anything else, but because we want to get connected with you. We've done highlights and insights, 6 nights. Thank you to Coach Ian, to Coach Sean for doing this, and of course to Coach Wiesel. We've done 6 sessions of this, and we've done highlights and insights for 36 change agents. We've done also virtual coaching meetup and a back-to-back virtual coach cafe. Have we achieved more? Have we achieved much? I don't think so. I continue to think, if this is my stage and coronavirus, the movie, the app is still rolling, what else can I do? And so we move on, connecting with industries. Right now, we've got 16 industries in connections, being connected, work out with our fellow change agents. And by far, we have already touched base with 84 individuals from different industries, from different parts of the world. We've got Filipinos, we've got foreigners, we've got Christians, we've got Muslims, we've got a lot of people from different denominations and different cultures and religious belief. We continue to make connections. We haven't stopped. Every day, my Coach A coaching community flood with these interviews, with stories upon stories. You can check that from my original Coach A YouTube channel. We have given birth to Coach AI Connect, when you can watch all the connections we've done, real people, real voices. Take one. No repeat. I encourage you to check this site, check this YouTube channel for real stories, real people, real heart. I learn from each and every person. We get connected. And each day, as we progress in what we do, I realize I'm watching real shows. There's a curtain. And I wonder, well, who are the people really behind the curtain? Because these are real shows I'm watching. These are real lives I'm witnessing. And the chapter actor in me, again kicking in and like, who are the people behind the scene? Who are the people making the show move? And How is coronavirus now on stage? When every one of us looking at it with all its mystery, with all the changes it's bringing to us, with everything that you could probably heard of, which I don't want to talk to you about because I know you could probably know more. But what I know, this one on the center stage, the main act is sweeping all of us, keeping us in tune, keeping us in focus, keeping us in the wait and see mode. We plan, we do a lot of things. We can have our journal, yeah, sure, but we're still waiting how this virus would respond to us. I'd like to share with you how I look at the people behind the curtain on this show of coronavirus. I'm going to share with you from Vault Guide to Checker jobs, 10 jobs that maybe you can associate, that maybe you can reflect on if this is your calling. If this is a stage you and I play, if this is the stage you and I have been auditioned for the longest time, auditioned through our challenges, through the things that we have experienced in the past. Of course, we didn't know that we were auditioning for this. And yet, this is now the curtain. We're on the stage. So, what job do we perform? What job do we do? What role do we take? And let me share with you 10 jobs, 10 roles, 10 responsibilities. And I invite you, check it out if that is your role. COVID-19 on the roll. Take it away. Front house. The front house, it's often the menial work. The people in the front house do selling of tickets, refreshments, or showing people to their seats, for instance. Basically, they are the starter of the whole show. And they are the first face. They are the people you get to see when you enter the theater. They're also the people who take care of your needs even before the shows begins. Is this your calling? Do you see and do you feel that your job is so menial at this point in time? Do you feel and do you see that you are just starting things off? You are just a starter, and when the show rolls, you're not part of it. Or maybe just maybe. That's not the role given to you, but you choose to take this role. That instead of taking the very role given to you during this time, you choose to take the menial work. You choose to take actions that doesn't really give substance or that would not really matter to the whole show. Maybe this is you and you have forgotten you are called for a greater role. Think about it. The musical director. Have you ever heard of this thing that we say, we dance to the tune of the music, right? So the musical director in every theatrical show generally works under the lead director and the producer and acts as a conduit between the upper management and everyone else. It's just like the musical director got it. And with the tune, with the music, we dance. We dance. We act. We move. So are you called to set the music on? Are you called to set the tempo of the stage right now? Are you called to work under the director and the producer of the show? Are you called to be a conduit? Are you trained to be a conduit? Now, I'm kind of thinking because a musical director normally and should be, I believe, starts as a musical, a player of a musical instrument in the show. Normally, they are the pianists, the people who play the violin, and all the other instruments. and they get promoted along the line and they become a musical director. And when I look at our situations right now, this conduit to me are the people who brings in news, bring in information. Now, a musical director got his training from the previous jobs he did. Unlike the people who do the menial tasks, they just can carry on and take the job on. But the musical director starts with a smaller role where they get practice. Now, can you connect with me and having these people right now on stage, on the show, and like doing their newscasting job, broadcasting job, sharing information, and they're not trained for this. People who just watch the news and take on the authority to circulate informations. People who take on the informations and take on the analyst and scientist role or the role of a medical professionals giving advice and left and right. I don't know about you, but if you are called to be a musical director, you are a conduit. And we dance through the tune of the music you provide for us. So when you bring in terror, when you bring in terrifying news, people naturally react to it in a terrifying way, in a panic mode. If you are called to be a musical director, you just remember that when you set the music, our mood is tuned into that. Even before a word is stated, we dance to your music. So if you are called to be a musical director, are you trained to do this? Or maybe you want to take the role of a musical director and you never had a training. Maybe, just maybe, you are called to do something else at this season. It's curtain call. It's there already. It's about. It's there. So what do you do? Or are you the producer of the show? You know, one of the most nebulous terms in both musical theater and film, a producer can be expected to wear many hats during the course of the show's run. But primarily, the role of the producer is to raise funds. Yep, raise funds, manage the said funds, and sometimes they are also personnel. That's the role of the producer. Are you called to be the producer of the show today? Are you called to produce the funds we need to continue? The funds we need, the resources we need. So people in quarantine will survive their lives, their living. Are you called to be the producer and manage the funds entrusted to you so everyone gets to eat? Are you a producer and you are called to hire personnel to do traffic in the supermarket so nobody get to hoard things, to do panic buying, and left nothing for those who have barely enough to buy their food? Interesting. Theatrical makeup artists. I would like you to take a moment with this because being a makeup artist for musical theater is slightly different discipline to makeup artistry for models, photo shoots, and other types of beautician works, since this kind calls for a quite dramatic result under the harshness of lighting conditions. When you are on the stage, when you are on that platform, you are exposed to really the harshness of lighting. And one of the things that I don't like performing on stage is that I don't see my audience. I don't get to see the audience because of the strong light. So it's like there, I'm performing and I don't get to see people. It's all black. It's all black. You don't get to see that. Performing artists don't see people as their objects until it's lights on. Are you called to be the makeup artist? And when I say makeup artist here, I am not only talking of the physical thing. See, you are called, you are called to do such a job to get a dramatic results under the harshness of light. So the spotlight is on. The spotlight is focused on a couple of people you know, you love, your community. And if you are the makeup artist, are you covering them with the necessary support, with the needed support? Are you covering them with love, with compassion, with kindness? What is it that you cover these people who's put on the spotlight? What is it that you do for people who's on the spotlight of the news right now? Spotlight of scrutiny, spotlight of bashing. Are you the one called to cover them in such dramatic way that you protect how they feel? You protect them so they can perform their jobs. Yeah, we need that. You know, when you act a certain role, you need this makeup. You need this theatrical makeup thing done for you so you also get to internalize the very thing that you need to project. So are you called to be a theatrical makeup artist right now? In this season? In this live show? In this theatrical musical show? Or maybe you are a choreographer. You know, an essential role in bringing the musical theater production to life. Choreographers are responsible for every important part of the show. They work out exactly how the talent should move when we are on stage. And trust me, it's more than the dance routines. The choreographer tells us where we position ourselves, how we raise our hands, how our posture should be, and all of these things. Are you called to be a choreographer right now? Are you the choreographer in your family, in your household? Are you the choreographer in your organizations? Are you the choreographer of this nation? Are you called to do this role right now where you embrace that your role is so essential and that you are very important to the show and you need to help us move according to the music? Because if you don't do your role, if you don't respond to your calling, we might be dancing not in tune with the music. The music could be rhapsody, and we might be performing another kind of dance. We might be in a mood of shooting atmosphere, and yet you're causing us to panic. When the season could be a moment, a beautiful moment of reflection, you are leading us to move in pandemonium. When you are called to lead us to come to a moment of reflection, to a moment where we would appreciate every relationship that we have, you direct us to focus our attentions to the things that would not matter after the show. Are you a choreographer? Are you called? Remember your role. It's not just for us to dance to the music, and it's not just about the routines, but how we show up, how we stay on stage until the end of the show. Oh, maybe you're the actors, the singers, the dancers, working directly with the choreographers, directors, and the stage managers of the main event. These are the people who the public have paid good money to see. Are you one of this? Are you called to act? Are you called to perform a role? Are you called to be on stage for a specific character? And people paid. A good amount of money, a huge amount of money for you to show up and do your thing. Are you showing up? Are you showing up to your role? Are you doing your role? Are you being faithful to your role? Are you being a good steward of your role? A lot of people would audition for a role, for the main role, for the main character. And you know what? I've seen this over and over in theater. Those people on the main character, either they are the most humble person you could meet in the show, or they are the most arrogant person, the most prideful, and the most entitled person in the show. And they have forgotten. They have forgotten that so much is on them. People paid to see them act the role. Are you this? Are you called for the big roles? And yet, because you are arrogant and you are just so entitled, you come up late, you're lazy and you slumber, and you're still waiting for the director to shout. Or maybe you just allow the other actors, the other dancers to wait on you to shape up. You do all your tantrums, and the rest of the people in the show just wait for you to shape up. You are important. And if you're called for this, rise up. The show is ongoing. We've not come to the stop. We have not yet heard the curtain call, but it's coming. So do your share. Rise up. Do it. Make it happen. Do not disappoint the people looking up to you. They came for you. And do not disappoint the people serving you in the role that was given to you. The scenic carpenter. A scenic carpenter's role is to create sets and structural elements of the production as requested by the production manager. It's really important to see that there are people who create the show possible by creating the sets and all the structural elements. In theater, if the person taking care of this is not responsible, we could have our injuries, we could have accidents, we can fall up on stage, anything can happen, the props would just like not fit in together. The scenic carpenter would see us through, would care for us, would really do the coordination to ensure that we got the best foundation, that the stage is really set for us. That's why you commonly heard the stage is set. It is the scenic carpenter who made it possible. There is no stage on set without the scenic carpenter. So are you called to be the carpenter in this season? Are you called to build the stage for those people who will act? Are you called to build the stage as sturdy, as strong, so nobody gets out of the show, nobody receives an injury? Are you there for us? Are you creating this set? Are you creating the stage for us to perform our role? Or you are out there performing other roles? The costume attendant, tasked with making costumes fit the stage. Talent, keeping them in good condition between shows. Yep. And helping actors in and out of them during the show. I really appreciate costume attendant. Yeah, of course we say thank you to the costume maker, but it's really the costume attendant who would really follow through with us, take care of us. Like normally after the particular episode, the show, we go backstage and we just lounge on our seats, and the costume attendant would come, change clothes, change costumes. They take care of us. And sometimes I was just wondering, how do we even get dressed as fast as we could for the next run? They make it happen. They make it happen. And so in our time, in the show of coronavirus, are you those people called to create, provide, assure the PPE? Okay. Are you the one asked to clothe us with what we need? Clothe us with dignity, clothe us with sanity, clothe us with compassion, clothe us of what we need so we can perform the job we are called for? Or are you stripping us off? What role do you play right now? Are you being a good steward to the very calling that you have? And this, the lighting designer, the one who works hand in hand with the light board operators and other show technicians to ensure that the artistic vision of the show will be achieved. The lighting designer is in charge of where to put the focus, where to put the spotlight, where to put the drama, where to put that emphasis so the audience attentions will be drawn to that. Are you called to be the lighting designer of the show right now? Are you directing us to see what we need to see? Are you directing us to focus where we need to focus? Or everything that you do is not in alignment with the given script to you? You see, if this is a family thing, then you put light to the family thing. If this is a personal reflection, then you put light to it. You put focus into it. Any show, and I must say every show is tasking. No musical show, no theater act is easy. It is a daunting task. It's hard on the body. It takes a lot of practice, hours of practice. There's a lot of injuries we encounter. But every show is important. And when we get on stage, it's important that these people do their job so we can do our job as well. Hmm. I've covered 10 actually. Of course, there's more, but I've given you an idea so you can start pondering. Maybe you can check other shows and see if you've been watching a lot of movies right now. Maybe you want to look into, if you are the creator of that movie, who are you? What role are you projecting? What role are you playing? But have you noticed I didn't share with you a very critical role? I didn't ask you about a very critical role, which is this. Who do you think is seated on this? Who do you think is in this space, in this magnificent chair? Who's the director? Who's the director of the coronavirus? I didn't ask you about it because to me, the one seated on that chair is no other than the king, no other than the God I serve, or the divine being, however you want to call it. But I believe that there is someone out there, there's a divine being seated on that chair you and I don't see, but making all these things possible. There is one being there, seated in that chair, directing the whole show. And you know, the truth of the matter, when we are on stage, when we are on the like towards the latter part of the rehearsals, well, actually, the director is out there, like out there in the chairs. We don't get to see him with all the lights on. We don't see the director by the time. We just hear the voice of the director. So let me ask you, by this time, when we now on the show, it's rolling, we're live, no retake of this. Do you still remember what the director had said during the rehearsals? You don't hear the director shouting during the show. During the show, the director is so quiet. Ah, he is just there watching the whole show. So, can you still remember the rehearsals before this show? Your experiences in the past, your learning in the past, your challenges in the past, your victories in the past, everything that the director have given you. Do you have it right now? Because we are now on the show. I don't know about you. But what I know is that this curtain will be pulled up and there will be a curtain call at the end of the show. And what is a curtain call? A curtain call is the time when all the actors return to the front stage after their respective acts. You know, when you do, if you've been to a theater, okay, theatrical show, you know that there are a lot of acts and different acts. There have that different actors, different dancers, performers in it. So when it's curtain call, all performers are called to return to the front stage. So can you now imagine when the ECQ is over, when the pandemic is over, when COVID-19 have come to its final rest, and we have already like cleared the planet Earth with its impact or shed, who are you when you return to the front stage? What character would you be portraying? Would you be showing up? Oh, I must forget. Are you showing up in the first place? Because when it's curtain call, when it's return to front stage, you can only be called if you have showed up to the show. You could have done all your practices in life, but if you are not showing up right now to do the role that you are called to do, then when it's returned to the front stage, what stage are you going to be returning? When it's curtain call, everyone is acknowledged. Everyone. It's a time to acknowledge every person who made the show possible. Would you be acknowledged? And if you have done your share, if you have performed, would you be acknowledged? Would there be a standing ovation when you show up? Would people be cheering for you? Would people be, oh, I recognize you in the show? You know, the best actor is that when they delivered their role apart from their personal characters, meaning, are you showing up right now are according to the role that the director has set you in. And then when it's now time to go to the front stage, people will just like, oh, you did a great job. Could you feel, would you be able to feel the standing ovation when things return to normal? Of course, there is no normal again because we are going to have a new normal. When it's standing ovation time, can you believe that you are there? Will you be inspired to take on that stage? Will you be able to laugh with all the things, the mishap? Yeah, we do that a lot when we laugh on our bloopers. Can we dance again? Yeah. You know, sometimes after the show, We're so happy. And we get inside the stage. When we get back on the stage, we will be dancing. Can you motivate people? Can you feel it? Can you imagine? Can you be full of love? And can you feel you're alive? But more than anything else, when it's standing ovation, will you be able to breathe in, breathe out, and say, I'm alive? Picture the standing ovation moment. As for me, if you ask me, I don't really care because to me, a curtain call is this: I'm not done until I'm called to the front stage, and this is my front stage. By then, it would be a beautiful moment if I hear my children really applaud me, my tribe, the people I love, the people I serve. If somebody remembers me, oh, that was really good. But truth of the matter, when it's curtain call and it's my time to get to the front stage, and this is the front stage, I just want to hear this. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been a faithful one in handling this small amount. So now I give you many more responsibilities and let's celebrate together. Matthew 25:23. All the things I do is because of this standing ovation from that one person. God gave you a gift of 86,400 seconds today. Have you used one to say thank you? I want to say thank you to the King for giving me the opportunity to serve today. I want to say thank you to everyone for listening. I thank you in advance for sharing this message. But more than that, I thank you for living the message. You and I have a different message to share, all in alignment to what the director have called us to do, to make this show a beautiful experience for the people watching us. Show up, rise up, do your role, be grateful, be happy, be joyful because you are part of the show. Show up for the people who believe in you. Show up for the people who respect you. Show up for the people who counts on you. Show up for the people who looks up to you as their light. Show up and show your heart. At the very least, your love will make a big, big difference in other people's life. Just don't isolate yourself. It said physical distancing, not social distancing. You can isolate yourself physically, but get in touch emotionally, socially, because you are called for a role. Show up, dance to the tune of the music, do your role, and let's all make it to the end of the show. Thank you so much for being part of this talk, for being part of the Global Virtual Coaching Summit Part 2, brought to you by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur. And if you need coaching, if you need help, our coaching hub is available. 0917-586-1661 is the number to call. You can visit our coaching hub at Pioneer Center Compound, Pioneer Road, Corner Brixtons, and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. Till then, I'd like to journey with you to a life that is all brand new. The follow through of COVID-19 ROI is a life where you are full of insights, not only of the present, but of what is yet to come. Today, everyone, thank you so much. Love and boom. Bye bye.